Good afternoon. Welcome back to Skyway Bound presents Fly Tampa Fly. All right, thanks for joining us today on Fly Tampa Fly. This podcast exists to inspire and grow the aviation small business community in the Greater Tampa Bay area. We're always looking to connect with like-minded people who are looking to grow profitable aviation-centric ventures while staying on task with a greater purpose. Also in the near future, we're looking to highlight small aviation business owners. So if you know anyone that fits the bill and is looking to practice their interviewing skills, please reach out to us, connect with us. We would love to share their story with our fast-growing community. Without further ado, we got some news to get started with today. Give me a chance to change the slide. And also, 1 second. I'm keeping track of my simulator here. I'm trying to climb to 7,500 feet. I think I just went through some thunderstorms. It's working its way up there. I got the autopilot on. I think it's working. Anyway, moving on to the news. The Federal Aviation Administration recently updated their NOTAM system. We as pilots obtain mission critical information before and sometimes during a flight through the notices to airmen or air missions, whichever one you want to call it this year. As of the middle of this past April, the FAA officially changed over to a new modern NOTAM system. And if you didn't notice, don't worry, because you weren't supposed to. The change was described as a back-end changeover. It's one of a series of improvements that resulted from the collapse of the system in early 2023. During that collapse, I don't know if you guys remember, but it resulted in the first nationwide aviation grounding since 9/11, which was in 2001, so over 20 years. With over 4 million NOTAMs issued per year, the new system is going to change. The new system, the changes are mostly transparent. However, under the modernization, the NOTAM data is presented more in plain language rather than the formal acronyms. It was not backwards. It was the other way around in the old system, where immediately you would get the formal language, the formal acronyms. But now they just changed it to plain language, and then you could go to the formal language if you would like. So for your information, there are 3 ways to have your NOTAMs be presented, either in a domestic flight, NOTAM, Notice to Airmen or Air Mission, ICAO, which is the International Civil Aviation Organization. I think that's correct. Or a plain language. And of course, it starts off plain language, but then you have the options of the domestic NOTAMs or the ICAO NOTAMs. It is in the best interest of learner pilots or all pilots to be able to utilize all 3 formats, because we're always learning, at least until the FAA decides to drop the domestic format. So eventually we're all going to go to the International Civil Aviation Organization format, maybe. Stay tuned on that one. All right, moving on to the next slide. Give me a second. My system. This is a goal of mine, is I get a more efficient system. I know you can get the little boxes where you do the one button and it does everything for you. So I'm working on that. Hopefully I can get some new equipment this fall. All right, let me do a quick check. I'm at 7,500 feet. And it looks like we're on track, on course. And we're trying to... I have us flying to Philadelphia, but we're not going to get there because it takes 2 hours, and this will only be about 20 minutes. We're already at 4 minutes. All right, Aviation Business Development. The International Aircraft Dealers Association released its first quarter report, and according to the report, pre-owned aircraft, business aircraft in particular, continue strong with increased deals closing faster, or they're closing, and faster selling times and stabilizing prices. The association reports that demand continues to outpace supply and that expectations for the rest of the year remained upbeat. Finalized transactions increased, so some breakdown of statistics. Finalized transactions increased year over year, continuing a 5-year trend of incremental first quarter increases. Acquisition agreements were up, and dealer inventory purchase were more than doubled. On the other hand, aircraft under contract and exclusive sale agreements fell year over year, which can suggest modest normalization following elevated activity in 2025. Also helping fuel market strength are faster transaction times over the past 6 months, and that's down. Well, it's up by going down from an average of 212 days to 150 days. Faster transactions save both the buyer and seller time and money and reduce uncertainty and provide for smoother deals. The association survey respondents view the current market as resilient and disciplined, even with geopolitical and macroeconomic uncertainties. Respondents are maintaining a tone of measured confidence. That is not my wording. It's good PR wording. There is an expectation that the pricing should remain stable to slightly lower overall, but possibly modestly up for mid-size to large cabin models. Supply is anticipated to remain fairly stable, and demand is expected to remain high across all segments. Respondents believe that the market will be stable and possibly improve during the rest of the year. I put this slide in there because if you're looking to get into the world of business aviation, you're going to want to follow that association and become part of it so you can keep up with what's going on economically within the association, within the industry, the niche industry that you're going to pursue within that world. More aviation business development. The Air Charter Safety Foundation, they recently launched a tool to help operators quantify the benefits of safety programs. They provide a demonstration. What happened here? They provided during their conference a demonstration of during their safety summit. They created a safety return on investment calculator. The calculator is designed to highlight how safety through risk management is a strategic investment that can strengthen business performance and long-term success. The calculator enables organizations to itemize costs of an actual or potential event and to propose initiatives to mitigate further occurrences. Potential events can include, for example, repairs, which leads to lost revenue, schedule disruptions, premium replacement lift costs, increased insurance premiums, and of course, reputational harm. The foundation highlighted how investments in safety can lead to measurable returns through reduced operational disruption, stronger customer confidence, and improved resource management, and of protection of the organization's reputation. Preventative investments can include safety programs, training, inspections, and risk management, and more. There's an old saying, an ounce of medicine is worth a pound of cure. Preventive investments can be more cost-effective than responding to the incidents. And this goes well beyond just maintenance. So just remember that if you're building your own business. There we go. I mixed up my slides here on accident. All right, we're looking good. I need to speed up here a little. The Greater Orlando Aviation Authority, which operates Orlando International Airport and Orlando Executive Airport, is moving forward with preparations to integrate electric vertical takeoff and landing systems into its large hub airport environment. The eVTOL is only one area of the advanced air mobility equation. There will be increased energy requirements, new traffic management systems for uncrewed aircraft. Early advanced air mobility operations will begin with existing infrastructure, but the Aviation Authority is using current guidance from the FAA's engineering brief documents to understand future engineering needs across the regions. Also, small drones could soon be authorized to fly in controlled airspace under FAA's Part 108. The Aviation Authority is already working on tools that will allow uncrewed aircraft integration. Orlando Airport is one of the first U.S. airports to announce plans for a vertiport, which they have initial plans to be operational by 2028. The authority got the ball rolling in March by negotiating with prospective developers and operators. Right now, they have 2 that are shortlisted to move into a second phase, and that's expected to begin soon this year. The Aviation Authority is hoping awards could happen by the summer. For note, in 2025, the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority participated in FAA simulations that analyze advanced air mobility arrivals and departures at Orlando International. And it looks like they're going to get the chance to validate those simulations with real aircraft, infrastructure, and airport personnel in the near future. And of note, additional note, we're not the only cities working on that integration. You got other bigger cities like Los Angeles and New York and others that have been conducting similar planning. So the world of electric vertical takeoff and landings is coming, and not to be outdone is us here in the Greater Tampa Bay area. Tampa Bay International Airport leadership recently expressed future goals to make the airport the epicenter of electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. And let's see if we have any other notes. That's really all there is to this. They already did a test flight. State leadership, specifically from the Florida transportation side, recently announced plans for a test facility in the broader Tampa Bay area that will include 2 vertiports, and they've discussed the possibility of technology reducing traffic congestion, especially along I-4. Who here hates I-4? According to the news service of Florida. And I think that's good. Anyway, Tampa's looking to bring in electric vertical takeoff and landing, and we're all very excited. I am personally focused on Team Tampa Bay area, but kudos to Orlando, and of course I'm a big supporter of the state of Florida. But right now I'm niching down to the Greater Tampa Bay area. All right, a little bit of electric vertical takeoff and landing stock news very briefly. Archer, ACHR, they will report their first quarter earnings on May 11th. So if you're into the stock world and you want to listen to earnings calls, a lot of times it can be very enlightening. You can hear it somewhat from the horse's mouth. The CEOs make a statement, then other chief financial officer and whoever else will do that, and then the investor types representing the investor, the big names, will ask them questions. Eve Holdings, they recently reached their 50th successful test flight with a full-scale engineering prototype, which means they've accumulated over 2 hours of flight time with that prototype. Since the aircraft's first flight in December 19, 2025, these flights have generated data and knowledge gains that are strengthening their understanding of performance and systems behavior as the company advances toward the future certification pathway of their electric vertical takeoff and landing platform. EVTL, they also are reporting their first quarter earnings on May 6th. So heads up, mark your calendars if you're interested in listening to that. Joby Aviation, they are developing electric air taxis for commercial passenger service. They recently announced the completion of their first ever point-to-point vertical takeoff and landing air taxi demonstration flights in New York. And that was at the start of a week-long campaign across the city's existing heliport network. So they're making progress in the world of Joby. Surf Air Mobility, they're gonna announce their earnings also on May 11th. And then finally, Volatus Aerospace. What notes here? They recently got a contract, some sort of government contract, a NATO allied government contract with initial terms of 2 years and renewal options that could extend the total engagement to approximately 2.1 million Canadian dollars, subject to the exercise of such operations. Under this agreement, they're going to design and develop and deliver a portfolio of advanced training programs that are tailored for security and law enforcement personnel. And their scope includes curriculum development, instruction, capability transferred aligned with operational requirements and regulated and mission critical environments. So anyway, they're going to be producing the materials that teach people to do whatever they do in the NATO world. Very cool. So very exciting stuff for them. And then our Florida, I forgot to, nope, okay. Yep, good. Our Florida company of highlight this month is Planewise. And I know them personally. Planewise is an aviation technology company headquartered in the Greater Tampa Bay area. under their parent company, Aviation Technologies and Consulting, LLC. Their solution is designed to streamline aircraft maintenance, and it does this by keeping aircraft owners, maintenance providers, and renters informed about an aircraft's completed and needed maintenance. The app makes this information available from anywhere in the world on any device. Typically, aircraft have maintenance logbooks. Give me 1 second to scroll down. They have logbooks that are local only, either on hard copy or local computer networks. And these guys wanted to help stakeholders ditch the paper binders and playing phone tag by providing greater transparency through a tool that allows everybody the ability to check real-time aircraft availability, report actual squawks, maintenance squawks is what we call them in the aviation world, and directly from their smartphones with photo evidence, and then stay instantly informed on the maintenance timeline when things are going to happen. Their platform lets renters know the state of the aircraft, what it is before they even drive to the airport, and that's a big deal. If you're renting an aircraft and you got to drive an hour, 2 hours, and you get to the airport and then it's down, why couldn't you get that information before you drove that 2 hours and wasted that gas and time? Planewise app provides increased situational awareness to apply to airmen's aeronautical decision making. The app keeps everybody informed and makes preventative maintenance easier to track. So we wish this young startup company well. They're making progress. They're young guys, and whether it's this app or another business idea within aviation, they're gonna do great things in the future. So keep your eye out on Planewise. We wish them well and look forward to seeing what they develop into in the coming future. We got some events here in Florida, some aviation events. We also listed those on our website, which will be in the description below. And go ahead and look those up. Look those up when if you're looking for aviation industry events. We encourage you to go to those events so you can really get to know the aviation community. As always, AOPA Scholarships. We got a link in the description below. Our good friend Jamail Larkins, he's really making the rounds and gaining a lot of great momentum with his platform to provide access and awareness to a variety of scholarship opportunities, whether you're going to be a pilot, maintenance, or anything else within the aviation industry. So he's doing a great job. His platform is really taking off. So if you get a chance, it's going to be in the description below. If you're looking for scholarships for yourself or to share with somebody that you know, you can get started in the description below. Of course, we always list general aviation scholarships. We'll also put those in the description below. And it's kind of flying through that, trying to get through this, man. And then, of course, we got to leave enough time to, as always, thank our sponsors. So first of all, we always want to mention our friends here at Jetline Systems. They are nice enough to allow me to borrow their room. And of course, you see my simulators going. We're still flying at 7,500 feet. Looks like the weather kind of died down, so it's smoothing out, a little smooth sailing right now. They provide flight simulation technologies. Their purpose-built computer systems run flight simulation systems in any environment, from desktop PC to servers running large-scale simulators. They can make up to the full-motion simulators. They do great work. Each system is hand-built, stability tested, benchmarked, and optimized to maximize performance and stability with the flight simulation software of your choice. So give my friends at Jetline a call. If you have any questions, even if it's not a big scale flight simulation question, give them a call and they will help you out. As always, we want to give a shout out to our friends, our other sponsor, Mind My PC. They're a cybersecurity and IT sourcing company for small to medium-sized business. They provide 24-hour, 7 days a week availability, which gives you, the business owner, a peace of mind so you can focus on what you do best, which is, your business. Give them they help me with all my computers and all my tech, and they're my go-to people and go-to team for IT and cybersecurity for my personal security. And I don't need to be that person. I've got my PC to be my experts. And then finally, of course, Skyway Bound Aviation Services. If you know of anyone that's looking to get into the world of aviation, it doesn't have to be a pilot. They just want to learn about aviation in general and how they can be part of it. please connect us. We would love to see how we can help them in any way possible. So thanks for joining us again today. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. And of course, we always invite you to follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with our latest content. And of course, don't forget to tap the bell to receive alerts when we release new content. And that's it. I'm over time, but I will always say, I always like to close with, do the best you can. It's not too late to start. If you're looking to get into something new, into aviation or whatever it is, just take the chance because you only live once. And just remember, the road is long and hard, but you can do it. So please, do not quit, do not quit, do not quit, because the sky is just the beginning. You guys have a great day.